Voyager 1 occupies a strange category of existence. It is not alive, not aware, not capable of intention, and yet it is one of the clearest expressions of human will ever placed into the universe. It was assembled by hands that expected it to fail, launched by minds that assumed its usefulness would be temporary, and sent outward with no real understanding of how long it would endure. In that sense, Voyager 1 is not a triumph of planning. It is a consequence of curiosity. When it left Earth, Voyager 1 was still tied to the solar system in every meaningful way. Its path was calculated, its targets defined, its mission objectives precise. Jupiter, Saturn, moons, magnetospheres, data, images. The spacecraft was never designed with interstellar space in mind. There were no instructions for eternity. There was no plan for irrelevance. And yet, that is exactly where it has gone. As Voyager 1 traveled outward, the solar system thinned around it. Planets gave way to empty orbits. The Kuiper Belt blurred into statistical haze. Solar wind weakened. The sun's dominance faded not abruptly, but gradually, like gravity loosening its grip across an ever-stretching distance. Eventually, the heliosphere, the bubble carved out by the sun's influence, gave way to the interstellar medium. That crossing was not a border in any physical sense. It was a change in pressure, in particle density, in background noise. A transition only instruments could notice. Beyond that point, Voyager 1 entered a regime where almost nothing happens quickly. Interstellar space is not a void, but it is so dilute that interaction becomes rare. Atoms drift light years apart. Dust grains are precious targets. Radiation is constant but thin. Voyager 1 now travels through a medium that barely acknowledges its presence. It is like a single grain of sand moving through an ocean so vast that the concept of current no longer applies. The spacecraft's speed feels impressive only when measured against human experience. 17 kilometers per second would cross continents in minutes. But at galactic scales, it is almost nothing. Voyager 1 will never catch up to the stars it sees ahead of it. They move too. Everything moves. The galaxy is not a backdrop. It is a storm of motion, and Voyager 1 is a slow, passive participant within it. When Voyager 1 finally stops transmitting, that moment will not be recorded in space. It will be recorded only in human expectation. Engineers will notice the absence. Antennas will listen longer. Commands will go unanswered. Eventually, the silence will be accepted as permanent. The spacecraft will not know it has been abandoned because it never knew it was observed in the first place. From that moment on, Voyager 1 will exist entirely without context. Its systems will cool. Its power sources will decay into inactivity. Its instruments will freeze in their last states. The radio transmitter, once capable of whispering across billions of kilometers, will become nothing more than shaped metal. The spacecraft will not stop functioning because something went wrong. It will stop because time did what time always does. And still, it will move. For tens of thousands of years, Voyager 1 will drift through the local stellar neighborhood. Stars will pass at distances measured in light years, too far to matter gravitationally, too far to notice. The spacecraft may pass closer to a star than it ever will again, and nothing will change. No capture. No deflection worth mentioning, just a slight curvature in a trajectory already too large to visualize intuitively. In 100,000 years, Voyager 1 will be farther from Earth than the total span of recorded human history measured in distance. In 1,000,000 years, the continents on Earth will have rearranged. Mountain ranges will rise and erode. Entire evolutionary branches will vanish. The languages spoken when Voyager was launched will be unrecoverable even as artifacts. Voyager 1 will remain unchanged in any meaningful sense. Its materials will age slowly. Radiation will embrittle polymers. Metal will fatigue at the atomic level. Microscopic impacts will sandblast its surface grain by grain. But disintegration will be measured not in centuries, but in geological epochs. Voyager 1 was not built to last forever. It simply benefits from being placed in an environment that rarely destroys anything quickly. The golden record, often treated as the emotional core of the spacecraft, will not endure as long as people imagine. Its physical structure may remain intact, but the information it carries will degrade. Radiation will alter its surface. The instructions etched into it will become ambiguous. Even if found, it would not easily yield its meaning. It was never a message guaranteed to be read. It was a gesture, an artifact of hope rather than expectation. As millions of years pass, Voyager 1's relationship to the galaxy will change. The Milky Way rotates. Spiral arms shift. Star formation reshapes neighborhoods. Voyager 1's trajectory will curve gently, not because it is turning, but because the frame of reference itself is evolving. Eventually, Voyager 1 will no longer be traceable to the Sun without reconstructing the galaxy's motion backward in time. At that point, the concept of how far becomes meaningless. Distance assumes relevance. It assumes an origin that matters. Voyager 1's origin will become an abstraction. Earth will be one planet among billions, its location indistinguishable without historical reconstruction. Voyager 1 will not be far from Earth in any useful sense. Earth will simply be somewhere it once passed near. Over hundreds of millions of years, Voyager may first experience encounters that alter it fundamentally. A close stellar pass could bend its path. A collision could fracture it. Galactic tides could redirect it. Or none of these may happen. The universe does not guarantee interaction. It merely allows it. Even if Voyager 1 is shattered, its pieces will continue. Momentum does not care about identity. The fragments would each carry a portion of its motion onward, dispersing slowly, becoming indistinguishable from other debris. The journey would not end. It would dissolve. In the far future, billions of years from now, the Sun will change. It will expand, shed mass, and become a white dwarf. Earth's fate will be sealed long before that. Voyager 1 will be too distant to notice. It will carry no memory of the system that made it. It will drift through a galaxy that no longer resembles the one it left. Eventually, even the galaxy will change. The Milky Way and Andromeda will merge. Star orbits will be scrambled. New structures will emerge. Voyager may first be captured into a new orbit or flung outward into intergalactic space. At that point, it will leave not just the solar system, but the concept of a home galaxy altogether. Intergalactic space is even emptier. There, Voyager 1 could travel for longer than the current age of the universe without encountering anything at all. It would move through darkness so complete that the distinction between motion and stillness would become philosophical rather than physical. This is as close to forever as physics allows. Voyager 1 will not stop because nothing is acting to stop it. Motion, once granted, persists. The universe does not reclaim momentum easily. It lets objects drift, coast, wander, indifferent to meaning. What makes Voyager 1 extraordinary is not how far it will go, but how small it is relative to where it is going. A machine built by a species still confined to one planet, still uncertain of its survival, now occupies a timescale that dwarfs civilizations, species, and even stars. Voyager 1 does not prove humanity's greatness. It proves humanity's briefness. It is a relic from a moment when a young civilization reached outward without knowing whether it would endure long enough to matter. The spacecraft carries no guarantee of discovery, no promise of reply. It is a one-sided act, curiosity without expectation. One day, there may be no one left who remembers Voyager 1, but Voyager 1 will still be moving, not toward a destination, not toward meaning, but forward, because it was once pushed and nothing ever told it to stop.